This last stop on our teacher resources map is kind of the most awesome one in this sequence. And it kind of reminds me of when I was a kid and I was sitting in the back of a car and we would drive past a cornfield and I'd look out and you'd sort of see through and you'd see gaps and you'd wonder. And you'd wonder to yourself, what would happen if the field went on forever, but the corn stalks got thinner and thinner and thinner? I always wondered that. It's like sitting in a forest and looking out and then wondering, well, what if there were more trees that kept going? And you sort of got this interplay between two things, a forest going out further and the trees getting thinner. And it really is something worth asking yourself, which ones are going to win? Does it matter how many trees we have? Does it matter how thick the trees' trunks are? And as a sort of bonus one, if I can see out in one direction, will there be another direction that I can see out? All interesting questions. And the crib notes kind of summarize it nicely. If I was looking out and I did see a tree, that would mean that my line of vision went across A units and up B units, which means that my slope would have to be rational, right? B over A. And if my slope was rational, well, that's all good and well. But there are other slopes, as we well know. There are irrational slopes. And so any irrational slope is actually not going to hit any tree. Now, if you did the side track earlier and you saw that there are many, many more irrational numbers than rational numbers, you'll now get a sense that if you look in some sort of random direction, you're almost certain to be able to see out the forest, or at least never see a tree. Later on, we're going to do an exploration on infinity, and in that one, we're actually going to go one step further, and we're going to realize that, say, the person who planted the forest wasn't perfectly accurate. Say they didn't plant everything on a perfect grid. Well, it's actually going to turn out that I can still guarantee you that we'll be able to look out and miss. All right, that's for another day though. That has to do with different sizes of infinity, which is something else to think about altogether. For now, that's pretty much our Donuts Teacher Resources sequence. Don't forget to come back for the finite forests. That'll be a fun one too. Thanks for joining us.